to find a way to help take away my pain and solve my problem. If you do those things, you're probably going to see your engagement rates go up and you'll attract more clients, the ones that you want to work with.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Wow. Rejection, the biggest fear of entrepreneurs out there. Several entrepreneurs choose to hide behind the product, to develop a bigger product and put a lot of money and effort into that product, and they never take it to market because in the end of the day, it's that fear to face the market. It's that fear of facing rejection when stopping them. And unfortunately, 90% of the business fail in the first 2 years just because of this step that you just honestly share with us, Derrick. So I want you to expand a little bit more. When did you took that? Because let's face it, if you go out there and try to sell the product and people tell you no and no and no and no, and you have to pay bills and you are all alone, and then your family said telling you go and find a job, and then you keep going and going and it's no, 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 no. Where do you find the strength? And what message do you have for our fellow entrepreneurs listening the broadcast? How to overcome the fear of rejection? In my opinion, the biggest fear of entrepreneurs have in order to succeed.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you two stories, Harry. First of all, when I first became a financial advisor, someone gave me some wise advice because back in those days, it was all about picking up the phone, calling people, and it was just rejection, rejection, rejection. Here we spent all this time getting licensed and educated, and I sort of thought I would need a separate phone for all the people calling in asking, could you be my financial advisor, Derrick? It was completely the opposite. And what he said was, well, it's funny. What he said was, make the phone your friend. The phone is your friend. Because I came into this training program with CEOs who left their companies to become a financial advisor, top executives, business owners. And I felt like, oh my gosh, how can I possibly compare to them? And a year later, I was the only one left standing.
Wow.
And it was because I made the phone my friend and I made rejection my relationship partner. It's because of the expectation I went into it with, this is going to be hard. There are pieces of this that are hard, but it's because they're hard, and I label them as such, that why so many people, I think, fail out. And so that's what led me to that. But also what I realized was, look, Derrick, you have no other option. You backed yourself into a corner. You left the salaried job. When you leave the salaried job, you leave the well-worn path, and now you carry a machete with you, and you're going through the forest yourself. And so another story I would share with you is, I'm real involved in our local Rotary Club here in Arlington, Texas. And they asked me to host a World War II panel. And so we had a couple older veterans on the panel. And Harry, one thing, I get emotional thinking about this. One thing he said to me hit home that I think about almost every day. And he said, Derrick, when you're in a foxhole and you have the enemy shooting bullets that are blazing past your head, and then when you come back to America and you need to pick up the phone to call someone, it's so easy.
Absolutely.
Because I just risked my life over there. Calling people here in a sales position and getting rejected is nothing. And so that whole analogy gave me such a great perspective on, you think rejection is so personal, and rejection isn't personal at all. It's personal about them. It's nothing on you at all. You caught them in a moment where maybe they feel embarrassed. Maybe you caught them off guard, but there's no negative reflection that you should take on in any sales call at all on you. And as long as you realize that, it makes it easy to just say, tell me yes, tell me no, tell me quick so I can go.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's not about you. It's just you're just opening a proposal to the client.
That's right.
And there are only two choices, yes or no. And the other thing is math, right? So we have to be realistic on the percentage of conversion that we're gonna make, because if we are thinking that we're gonna make 100 calls and we're gonna convert the whole 100 calls, and if this doesn't happen, then we are bad and we are not good enough, and let me give up and let me find a job. We are now facing the reality that these conversion rates have statistics, and despite that you are excellent, let's say in cold calling, or calling the friend, calling the prospect, there is a set, you guarantee you have a large percentage of the people that will tell you no. I have a friend that he was telling me, Harry, don't worry, get 100 no, you will see the yes will come. That's what
Yes.
it was telling me. It was telling me,
Go.
don't
Right.
worry too much about the no. Just go and get 100 no's, and you will see. If the no is what is affecting you, go and get 100 of them. Yeah, and you will see how the magic happens. So in the end of the day, even trying to get the embracing the no's, the yes will come. But I love the analogy, because sometimes we think that life is difficult, but don't get me wrong. As entrepreneurs, we face 80%, 90% or more pressure than everyone out there, because we do have to deal with rejection. If you have a job, you have to deal with rejection. You
Right.
just do your role, you get paid, and you don't have to deal with that. So entrepreneurs, we have a lot of challenges. So then, Derek, when people are telling you no, yeah, you did them, because I've been there. Every single person that have business has been there. That when you start to face, especially at the beginning, when you start in the business, and the clients are telling you no, or if they want to buy, they want to buy for a little money because nobody knows you. And on the other hand, the suppliers are giving you prices more expensive, and you are in this trying to break through. But all this negativity comes to you, all this no, no, no. Do you find When do you find out? Because one of your steps was mindset. When do you find out that you do have to work on yourself, that you have to, let's say, delete the negative emotion that come out of this process? You have to embrace it, release them, and next day come to work. For example, for me, I spent years uh, accumulating all this negative emotion. Don't get me wrong, my company was doing well. We managed to sell over 5 million in the real estate, but I took a hit. I took a hit building that company. All these negative emotions were there. And after a while, after years, I realized that, okay, I need to start to go for a walk. I need to start to do something in order to start to release um, all this process. So when do you find out that you do have to work on your mindset? Did you read any book? It was so. What happened?
Well, let me go back a step, Harry, because I think you teed that up so well. One thing that I want everyone to hear, and I think millionaires will relate to this, is that you are often the most misunderstood person in your family and in your friend group. So I'll tell you a quick
100%.
story. So my wife and I have 4 kids, and they're all 4 entrepreneurs. And we were having lunch one.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
it's it's a really cool story. And the apple doesn't fall far from the tree in our family. It's funny, just yesterday we had a little roundtable discussion for 15 minutes about a business idea. So it just breaks out all the time, but we're all supportive of each other's different businesses, which is really, really cool as a family, by the way. But nonetheless, so I asked our kids at lunch, I said, out of the blue, I said, do you guys ever feel misunderstood? Harry, you could have heard a pin drop in the burger shop. And they were like, yes, we do all the time. And I said, first of all, let me tell you, that's normal because you chose the alternative path. You didn't choose the path of I'm going to just go to college and get the salaried job. 2 of them went to college, 2 didn't. But now they're both realizing they don't want to be trapped in a company job. They want to have no ceiling on their income. But what that comes with is no roadmap. They have to create the map themselves. And I said, it's not that people are dismissing you, it's they don't understand how someone could take risk like you did. because their parents told them, take the salary job, get the benefits, get the good retirement plan. You're seeing your mom and dad do the opposite of that. Therefore, for you, it looks completely normal not to go down the beaten path, but to other people, that doesn't make sense. So realize that's normal and very common, and that you're not the bad person, nor are they. They just don't understand you. Okay, that's number one. Number two is realize that even if I'm going to make 50 calls in a day, the game is not about the rejection. The game is it's a treasure hunt. I know that someone right now is waiting for me. They need me. They need me to uniquely solve their financial pain, and they're hoping someone can reach them. And my job as sort of a pain-seeking detective is to find that person by my calling or asking for referrals so I can help that person. And if I don't do that, I literally believe this, I'm doing them a disservice. If they don't work with me, I've done them dirty, is how I say it. And so that's the whole mindset is, it's not just calling people, beating your head against the wall. It's I'm seeking out people who I can actually help because I'm about to improve their life. What I would tell you is, and this ties into your question, Harry, is if you are just calling people and you're not getting any results, it is a numbers game, but you want to make sure you're playing at your A game. Okay, so what I would do is have people listen to you on how you talk specifically. And please don't miss this, specifically your tonality, how empathetic and how relatable and how connected do you feel to someone when you talk to them? Do they feel like this person gets me? This person understands my pain. They're not just selling me something, they're listening actively to find a way to help take away my pain and solve my problem. If you do those things, you're probably going to see your engagement rates go up and you'll attract more clients, the ones that you want to work with.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.